call the Monday, November 24th, 2025 meeting of the Special Search Committee for the City of Auditor to order. The clerk will please call the roll.
Councilor Lowitz.
Present.
Councilor Heath.
Present.
Councilor Kaczynskis.
Present.
Councilor Matt.
Present.
Councilor Hickman.
Present.
And announcement of open meeting recordings. The open meeting recording posting is on the wall. Is anyone here other than staff recording? There is none. On to the first item of business. Review of the city auditor position. We would like to start the meeting by reading, the letter that was sent to the entire council by Council President Tyros. The council received notice on Monday, November 17th, 2025. The city auditor has resigned with the last day of December 8th, 2025. Given the critical importance of the city auditor position, which pursuant to the city charter reports directly to the city council, we must move immediately to secure a qualified successor. Therefore, I have appointed a special search committee for the city auditor composed of members of the finance committee and appointments committees to manage the recruitment review and recommendation for a new city auditor. The committee will be co-chaired by Councilor Gardner and Councilor Heath, with members Councilor Kaczynskis, Councilor Mack, and Councilor Heglin. This collaborative approach ensures that the search process is both thoroughly and procedurally transparent to the public. By appointing a dedicated committee with members from both standing committees with jurisdiction, we are implementing a robust process that goes above and beyond standard protocol to find a candidate who is fully aligned with the principles of independent oversight mandated by our city charter. Respectfully, George Tyros, Council President. That set forth what our role is, what our job is to find a city auditor. Part of our packet included here from HR was the current job description for the position. Everyone had a chance to review it. I know many individuals have further information that they have provided, which hopefully can be provided to the clerk as well, and copied to be part of the minutes. However, my first thought with no objection would be to start going through the job description section by section to see if there's any recommendations, comments, updates, changes we want to make. Any thoughts or concerns with that?
I like it.
Okay. Councilor Heglin actually provided a numbered version of this for everyone, which will make this even easier, so thank you, Councilor Heglin. I think we can start in that first section here, so lines 1 through 7. You can begin there and see if there's any edits or updates that any councilors like to make, and I open it to discussion.
Just the position purpose. I also gave just some things that I looked up and researched. I do like, it's from the city of Worcester, that the city auditor and the auditing staff act as a watchdog for the city council, whom the auditor is an employee. I just think sometimes the city auditor is required to attend, here it says the weekly meetings of the city council, but I just think it's important that in here for, at some point, when I read through this, it says, always, all of it says direction, the mayor and city council, but I think it's a good place in here somehow to put that the auditor actually is an appointment of the council.
I agree, actually. The Worcester was also the example that I found that was incredibly helpful in understanding this is going through it. So actually, I agree with that with the same example.
The other one, which is just a different phrasing that I found at in Fitchburg, is the city auditor serves as the clerk of the finance committee of the city council, but it's not. But it could be as the clerk of the city council, the financial clerk of the city council. The other thing too is I really want to make sure, and I underline this under Fitchburg, that it's clearly stated that the auditor is a member of the retirement board and involved in the insurance commission because of the trust fund and everything. And I don't think it's in the current job description. I don't think it's outlined enough.
Okay. I know some of that is outlined. Line 70, I don't want to start skipping around too much,
yep.
But I think 75, somewhere in that area, is some of the, at least the retirement
board, but yeah. But so, I think the insurance the insurance as well should be mentioned in there as well, that's just my thing, but getting back to the beginning, I just think we need to just, I think, update the purpose a little bit, that's just my opinion.
I mean, overall, I think this is a good opportunity to make sure to do a lot of clarification. I didn't have a ton of changes in this
No.
other than it's an understanding of the person holding the position and the understanding of the council and public as to what their job is. And just because I don't think it's completely clear in here, even though we all know what the purpose is. So I think those are good clarifying
Yes.
statements that I would agree to add too. Do we think they should go in position purpose or get down the road and wait until maybe add that? I don't know. I mean,
I guess it depends on what the phrasing was. If we're giving an overall high-level view of what it is, I think that, yes, I think it belongs there. If that's something we want to entertain adding, whatever the phrasing may be, whether it's the watchdog phrasing specifically or how we want to word it. It's up to us. So if this is a line that anyone has, that, or if you want to reread the one that you
Yeah,
like
this
the
one
best,
is,
Councilor Mack?
yeah, the city auditor and the auditing staff, but which is, the city auditor acts as a watchdog for the city council for whom the auditor is an employee.
So it might be looking at line 6, maybe for assisting the city council in municipal fiscal affairs. I think that could generally encompass like a clerk or SPE. Maybe when we get to the job description, we could flush that out better. But then with your watchdog, maybe comma, and ensures fiscal responsibility or oversight,
Well,
or watchdog exactly.
I was gonna
as
say
written.
financial oversight, financial safeguards, and financial reporting. I mean, those are the
So
prime
so
responsibilities.
list them specifically.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like to keep a little bit of general subjectivity in these things, so we're not limited to everything that they're doing, but I mean, we also want to be specific, so I think it kind of contradicts one or the other. I don't love the word watchdog for a lot of different reasons.
Okay.
So I just, and I wouldn't want to put that, if it were me applying for the job, I'd be like, I'm a watchdog, like, I don't know, I just don't have the best, but the oversight is that important. So I would want to emphasize it, and I understand that they used it. I
Yeah,
just
so
don't
you
love
could,
that
you
verbiage.
could put, just take out watchdog and put, acts as an employee
Overseer.
of the city council in working closely with the, you know, the other offices. I mean, they work closely with the office of the mayor, the office of the treasurer. I mean,
So can I, one of the ones that you gave, Judy,
Mhm.
actually has really good wording.
yeah,
I'm
That's
not
this
sure
one?
which one.
the one that says
it
city.
is. Yes,
Okay,
that one, I think.
yeah, and that's where, yeah, I kind of like, I wrote down the ones in the bottom, insurance, trust fund, and retirement board, but yeah.
Worcester one, I assume?
No, I got this from somewhere else.
Okay.
I actually got that, I think there's a city, like an auditor, like
Oh, there's the breakdown.
recruitment page that I got it off of.
I think if you kind of start there and then blend the current position purpose, I think that encompasses almost everything you're
Everything, it
looking
does,
for.
yeah.
We could say like financial, like you had said, financial oversights, safeguards, reporting, you can just list all of those
Yeah,
things.
right.
Because generally, that's what it is, and everything that falls in that is what they're doing. Yeah, and that's, I think it covers, like, financial oversight including safeguards, reporting, you know, maybe that's how we do it.
And we're putting each of those items after, in line 6, after financial affairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't, after financial affairs, I'm not quite sure, set up the department short and long-term range goals and objectives. I mean, that's just a very general statement, it doesn't, I mean, I think you should still get into the specific purpose of what the role is.
I think so too. Amanda, do you think?
I think, so the purpose really should be a brief summary of what the position does in a whole. So I do believe if you take, you know, the reporting to the city council and working closely with the mayor's office, city auditor, take that and then kind of finish off with what's in there. I wouldn't start going too in depth on these bullets because those are more job responsibilities than they are an overview of what the position is.
So then maybe my suggestion might be that in the position purpose, we make sure that we put the word oversight in there somewhere.
Yes.
And cover that, and then that, you're saying it will get specific as we went back to
Exactly.
the description. I'm okay with that if everyone, I don't know. the rest of the members feel about it.
We could put, the office of the city auditor is responsible for the financial oversight.
I like that.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that too.
And then,
Cause that is in line with purpose.
right,
Do you still like that at line 6, just tacking it on at the end of the current list of summary statements?
So how would line 6 read if we add
The city council on municipal fiscal affairs, semicolon, and providing oversight,
Financial oversight.
providing-
financial oversight,
Yeah.
yeah, of all city.
Okay.
yeah, you should put, yeah, but the
Financial
office of the
oversight.
city auditor is responsible for the financial oversight of the entire city.
Yeah. Alright.
Someone with better handwriting, taking these down?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Teacher on this and not a
English
math
department
teacher.
head.
I know.
He's doing it.
I know someone who was an English teacher for years, his handwriting is not that good.
I know that guy. Okay, so, Councilor Hagel, you're on that.
Yes.
Yeah,
My only other thought, and if we keep that next line, the set up department short and long-term range, I mean, I think that's good in just terms of, managerial responsibility. It's minor, I think I just would rather establish instead of set up.
Yeah.
Like set up as being the most professional
Yeah.
language. Establish department short and long-term range goals, objectives, plans, and perform other duties as required. Sort of a catch-all statement.
That's good.
Yeah, it summarizes that.
The only other thing I had was possibly the outline of, for the preparation of annual budgets, more line would be possibly assistance, providing, assistance in the preparation of annual budgets.
Assistance for,
The annual, just adding for the preparation of annual budgets,
Adding.
assisting in,
Assist-
it's really the mayor's prerogative and to provide, to prepare those budgets. The role of the auditors providing is assistance.
assistance, information,
so the auditor provides reports and things. but
Report.
support,
Should not be preparing.
no, they support,
You want to provide support
So
in the
if-
preparation of the budgets, however we feel. I think just saying they prepare them is different than the actual role of it.
right,
How about guidance
Guidance.
versus
Provides
Offer-
guidance. or
provides
offers
guidance or provides
Guidance.
guidance?
Provides guidance.
So,
I think again, my only word, even not to be nitpicky, but guidance, the mayor needs to decide, it's really
Yeah.
just informational. I don't think
No.
the auditor as our check and balance shouldn't be giving the mayor any help
no.
beyond
He should
this is the
provide the
facts.
necessary information
Yeah.
to adequately prepare the city budget.
There you go.
All right.
okay, so
Now you gotta say it again, that was too good.
what was it to add before?
To provide the necessary information to prepare the city budget.
I like that.
Before we get too far ahead of ourselves too, how would everyone, we can discuss this as well, how would we like to approve these changes? How do we want to approve them as we go, or we would approve our changes at the very end? Are there any thoughts on how we like to get these updates into the document?
I would suggest, Mr. Chair, I would suggest approving them at the end. As we go, we discuss them. It seems as though we're agreeing on them as we go, because I think the only way to kind of like approve them as a committee is to take a vote, even though our vote doesn't, it's not like an official vote or anything other than we are all sure that we are all on the same page and we agree. That way, a vote is the only way, I think is the best way to approve them. And if we do that as we go, we're just gonna be taking a vote after a vote after a vote. But I think as we go, we should just discuss them and go through it that way. And then we can say, hey, are we good to move forward with these changes? Is that fair?
I think that's more than fair, I just want to make sure everyone's comfortable with that route. Is there anything further, 1 through 7? Questions? No? Okay. I think we move on. Just take the whole supervision chunk, 8 through 21 together, and then move into that section. Floor is open. My first, I'm obviously talking about getting the supervision received and who was the audit reports do. Just the policy direction of the mayor and city council, I don't know if there's, how we should, I think we should change that, in some way to reflect that it is a city council, appointment or hire. Not that the individual isn't supposed to be providing assistance to the mayor when financial information is needed, but
Well,
reworking that information.
I agree with that, because the way I looked at that was, I think mayor should be taken out for the same reason you said, but also in the grand scheme of things, if the auditor is like refusing to give the mayor information, as a city councilor, I would go to the president or he's gonna give, the auditor has to give the mayor the info so they can build the budget. I think it's a good check and balance that way to say like, we are doing our oversight of the auditor to be sure that they're providing what they need to provide, because then it does put it on us, it is our position. So, but I also think it is very clear that this is a council position, so I agree with that reasoning, but also it's kind of just like in general, why wouldn't they provide the mayor with the documentation they hold to build the city budget? And if the council's the one to be able to direct them, then we should be directing that person to do that. I don't know, I hope we don't hire an auditor who wouldn't do it, but that's kind of it puts an onus on us to be doing that supervising.
No, I think for the purposes of supervision, I agree, just striking the mayor part, and then I think in the job description, like requires to, must provide documentation, something like that would, yeah. The only thing, because I do agree, I don't want that in there, the only thing I was trying to figure out is how do you address building policies that the mayor might implement? Because when I read policy direction at first, I thought it should be the city, but the mayor sets like the building hours and things like that, so I don't know if that's why that was in there originally or not. And I don't like that there, I would just want to add if that's required, I would defer to Amanda maybe on that. But if there is, or like the other city policies, sexual harassment, and I don't know how to cover those policy directions.
Let me get you language. There is language in another one, I don't know what off the top of my head, but it says something along the lines of must adhere to all ordinance. It's something to do with like the ordinance handbook or
Yeah.
I'll get you some wording, but yeah. I know where you're going.
Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense to everyone else, but I agree with separating out the financial policies and job duties, but that was the only complication we want to run into.
My question is with the supervision, obviously we're saying mayor, city council, is there a way where it could be more of the finance committee and the council as a whole, or is that something that in the past the city auditor would go ahead and speak with the finance and as you being the chair?
As to the report to for their supervisor,
Yeah. For the checks and balances.
that was kind of my question too, how we define supervisor, who they report to, and how we're going to hash that out as well. Was the next thing I pointed out in that section at least.
Well, at least before the council rules changed, the president of the council was always the finance committee chair. And then, the rules changed, so that is something else to think about. I mean, I would just think it would go to the council president because they also assign the chairs and they kind of direct the chairs on the way things go and keep things consistent. Because ultimately, this position is elected by the council, overseen by the council, and the president is the head of the council. So
I think it's cleaner,
and it's cleaner, yeah.
just to have
Just
one
as
clear.
a city council. Okay.
city council president.
Yep.
And there's no other chair that does those, does those things, and as president, you are, there's additional duties as council president, and that to me, overseeing someone directly would be one of them, so.
So proposing for line 12 works under the policy direction of the city council president? Is that what you were thinking, or is that just of the city council?
That part was city council, I was thinking maybe possibly, but at least my thought was that the policy direction of the city council, but the supervisor who they directly, who they would report to in that sense. Because it wasn't very clear in any way keeping supervisor informed, because it says mayor and city council, so who do they keep informed? But that makes sense too, Councilor, about changing. think the policy direction in general would be the council's policy,
Yes, yeah.
but the,
Which line's the other part in?
15 and 16?
Oh, thank you, okay. Oh, keeping supervisor informed of
But,
progress, yeah.
but also on 13, employee functions independently referring to specific problems to supervisor, you could put council president, only where clarification or interpretation of city policy or procedure. You could put him in there, because who is the supervisor in that line
I mean, so, okay, yeah.
on 13?
13 and 15,
Yeah.
adjusting that to,
So 15 would be city council?
So I was just gonna say that, what if you do the first line, policy discretion of the city council president, but then when it goes into supervision below, do keeping the city council informed of progress, so it, so they report directly to the president, but they're keeping the whole council apprised of any information that needs to be noted. I think that,
It's just for the position, I always just want the person in the position to know exactly who to go to, when
Right.
to go to. It's
Yeah.
especially when you work in public and with the public and in the public sector, it's you have to know those things because everything is open and you want to be sure that they're given the opportunity to put their best foot forward to be transparent. And if it's like, it says that this is who I go to, then I know what I'm doing. If it's left up to them and they go to a different person, it can be viewed as you're not being transparent. So, well, that's who I thought I was supposed to go to. It just doesn't fly in the public eye. So I think we want to just set them up to know they shouldn't have to figure any of this out. And we don't want to leave it open to
And you don't want too many cooks in the kitchen either.
Correct.
Okay.
Do you want to go over what the changes are,
Yes.
begin here?
so works under the line 12, works under the policy direction of the city council president. Employee functions independently referring specific problems to the city council president only where clarification or interpretation of city policy or procedure is required. Resolves most problems independently, keeping city council informed of progress, problems, and implications of decisions.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we're good there. The only thing I had on the supervision given it, 2 full-time department employees. There's currently only, I guess there's a considering responsibility of, I guess, the auditor and
the retirement board admin and the assistant
if you're talking about
auditor.
admin. Okay, that was what I was missing. Okay.
I was gonna ask that too, so.
Okay, so that's correct then.
I just don't like the statement, carries out supervisory responsibilities in accordance with the organization's policy. Shouldn't it be, carries out responsibility that adhere to the policies, ordinances of the city and all mass general law?
That might be too specific. I see what you're saying, but I think that might be.
I just don't like the way.
Organization sounds weird. It's like,
Organizations, what's the organization?
City council.
With the
It's with the
cities.
cities.
Okay,
Cities.
carry out supervisory responsibilities in accordance with the city's policies
yep,
I think that we just change that to make it
and
cities.
applicable laws. That,
okay, yeah, I just don't like the organization.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I agree, that's what.
Okay.
This is in- Right. Anything further in 8 through 21? Okay. We'll go down to,
Can I make a suggestion, line 20?
Sure.
Rewarding and disciplining employees. I don't like rewarding,
Yeah.
like why are we rewarding employees and why would one manager reward? I don't like the rewarding part of that.
No one building equity like we are with the
Yeah.
salary chart and other
Right,
things.
I would-
yeah.
sure.
And how about appraising performance? Do they appraise the performance of their?
As of right this moment, no, we're working on that performance appraisal, so I would keep something in here, that way when we do come up with a performance evaluation process, it's still in there, but I think the wording of that,
I mean, to
So as
say,
of right now, nobody does that because it doesn't exist, but when it does, they'd be expected
Correct.
to do it.
there isn't a formal process.
That's what I was
There
gonna say.
could be an appraisal of.
Within departments.
Within departments, but there's not a uniform.
Informally, they might come to you and say, I'm having an issue with a staffer.
Right.
Yeah. It's a different-
So
Yeah.
just removing rewarding end is your recommendation,
yeah,
or just removing the entire section, because we're appraising performance?
Can we put, instead of, can we use something instead of appraising, can we use
right, I'm thinking,
Evaluating.
evaluating performance?
Assessing.
Managing.
Auditing?
Auditing.
Maybe providing performance. See, I wanna try and be careful because when we do have performance reviews, I wanna keep that language in there. Directing work and providing performance reviews as determined by the city.
And input as needed. I don't know, yeah. I
I'm
think
okay with appraising at the end of the day if that
Yeah.
is
I don't know.
umbrella.
You said providing performance, you could just say providing performance reviews, and leave it at that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because that's really what I think in general would be, but I wouldn't wanna take it out of it, because it is going to be there, it is
It
the
is,
thing, I'm
I
sure.
definitely don't wanna take it out, I guess maybe just deleting the last rewarding and disciplining
Yeah, that's fine.
employees.
And after performance reviews.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do it to be deleting disciplining as well.
Yes, rewarding and disciplining employees, or no,
I think that that we could put something under essential functions, cause that's really a job requirement that you're giving your employees feedback, whether it be negative or positive, as an employee and a manager is expected to do that. So I think maybe,
So line 20 would then read planning, assign, and directing work, appraising performance of employees.
yep,
It says here 88, 89, just to jump ahead, maintains office staff by recruiting, selecting, orienting, training, coaching, and disciplining employees, planning, monitoring, and appraising job results. So we're gonna get to that.
right,
right,
yep,
we can
Okay.
modify that then, yeah.
Alright.
Set with the updates in 8 through 21? Okay. We'll do 22 through, we'll just go through 36, just to do the entire job environment section. Anyone have any updates or concerns? I didn't have much in that section myself. I don't know if there's anything Amanda saw
Sweeping technical, seems pretty.
that we didn't have in there, but.
Nothing that stood out to me
No.
initially either. Unless there's something new in the duties that, our
Yeah.
environment that.
Nope.
That seems like a pretty technical section, so not being in the office day to day, I wouldn't be able to add or subtract, I think, too
Yeah.
much from that, it seemed pretty standard to
Yep.
me. But I don't know if that was something that might be added.
That was my assessment as well. There wasn't much to change unless we could be informed that something was missing or something didn't apply any longer.
And I apologize, because I should have asked this before this meeting, but I'm thinking of it now. Do we know when the last time the job description was reviewed?
June of 25.
Okay.
Alright, so hearing no further,
Actually, one quick, now I'm looking at it, I hadn't thought of what is the context for 34, 5, and 6? So like if you read it successively, has access to all financial information, confidential bids, proposals, and then sort of with no precursor. Errors are difficult to detect and could result in excessive costs. Are they finding errors, or are they, I don't know what it did not strike me until this moment.
I guess it really, if you think about it, it's the job environment. What is that? That's not the environment.
And aren't they looking for errors? Isn't that the auditor's job? To find errors? It might be one I have to circle back on, but. That's how it is in the version in our packet too. I let's just make sure I don't
I
accidentally.
think it could be like, obviously, what we're looking for is preventing errors, which could result in,
So warning.
I think that's probably the intent, right?
Yeah, I think that's the intent, but it doesn't read that way.
Yeah, like seeks errors. Or
Yeah, yeah.
So is there
Yeah.
editing
Per-
it?
Propose, so where seeks or, prevents or. I don't really know it's not really an environment though either.
Yeah.
It's not, to your point earlier, yeah. That to me feels like more of a job description.
It actually, to me, goes under the functions.
Essential functions.
Yeah.
I guess unless it's like an sort of language.
Yeah.
Like works in a stressful, fast-paced environment, and, you know, hint, you're.
I think you're onto the intent of it, yes.
I would remove it from job environment and put it under essential functions.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Or even special requirements, it might fit there more than anywhere. Under knowledge,
Yeah, the ability to detect
So do you wanna move it to the knowledge section?
errors that could result in,
Yeah, so special functions. And knowledge piece of that.
So 34, 35 is what's working on.
Yeah, so 35, 34, 35, 36, doesn't matter.
Which section do we want to move into?
Knowledge and.
knowledge.
Knowledge under special
107.
requirements.
Yeah.
Are we gonna leave the language as is?
No, I think we should change it.
Yeah, I do too.
So, I don't know.
So we wanna come
So
back
yes,
and review it with knowledge?
Sticking with that section, then do we feel like we do need something about like the pressures of the job, responsibility, fast pace? And I'm trying to think of job descriptions I've looked at. I don't know if there's.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing it said was the conditions, noise level is moderate, that really doesn't,
Just determining the noise level.
as long as the coffee machines.
I think that's typical language of any job
Is it
description.
really?
Mhm.
I've never seen,
Yeah, noise level is moderate, no lifting required.
Mhm.
yeah.
Indoors mainly, I don't know if there's anything like that we wanna add or. requires
I think when
a
it
lot
says
of
typical
amounts
office conditions, that pretty
That
much
covers
covers everything, yeah.
of- Alright, yep, I think it's good.
When, I'm sorry, I'm back to this. When this was reviewed in June 25, who reviewed it? Did you review it?
So these were reviewed prior to the salary study being done. That was part of the salary study, is all department heads were to review their own job descriptions and their staff's job descriptions to ensure they were accurate before providing them to the company. And then I believe when there were other conversations about the salary study from that working group, they reviewed them again. So I believe in the beginning of the year.
And were they changed? At all, was this changed?
There may be a couple edits that each department had made on their own, but I would have to go back and
Okay.
kind of delve into who changed what.
Okay. Thank you.
That's an unusual practice though, for somebody to change their own job description.
It was more recommendations of,
Okay.
is this inclusive of everything you do, or are there more job duties or functions that you do that your job description's not
Right,
stating
that
you
is
do?
outdated.
Exactly.
It doesn't fall under.
When
other duties,
community,
that's
when
fine.
like, computer things have changed and reporting and stuff.
Right.
Updates, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, definitely.
So are we keeping this, so we're moving this under knowledge,
Mhm.
definitely, and we still wanna change the language of it.
Do we wanna change the language now, or do we wanna change it when we get to knowledge, when we
Let's
review
just do
that
it now, we're
section?
here, cause we'll
Yeah,
forget.
Yeah, that's.
Okay. I have a note. It's just that I know we gotta, I
Okay.
guess at least go to that section to see what that section says, to see how it.
That was the one thing I thought is the context of that
Context
job
of it, yeah.
section going to influence how I
Yeah.
wanna word that language.
Okay. Maybe we just say, keep 34, 35, 36 as is an add at the beginning. An understanding of errors that are, like, an understanding of errors that are difficult, or a thorough understanding, or something like that, of errors that are difficult to detect and could result in excessive costs, like,
Can you just tack that on to the end of that or
No, I put at the
the
beginning,
start of it?
oh, and for knowledge, I put at the end of knowledge, because I think that knowledge section is very, like it says thorough knowledge, and then thorough knowledge or working knowledge, specific knowledge, and I would say like, I don't know, like there's another word for thorough, working, or specific, like it's
How about,
clear knowledge or
The ability to.
the ability to,
I
yeah,
put the ability to review,
well, that could be under ability.
yeah,
Yeah.
the ability to review and detect errors that could result in, and just kept the rest of it the same.
Then maybe we do
Accessible
move it to
costs.
ability.
Yeah,
Could it have its own paragraph? As detection itself? So like you got knowledge, ability, and have all of this as its own?
Oh, its own sub, under
Yes.
special requirements?
It could, but I do think it fits better under ability.
yeah.
You can put an ability and just start it with the,
Just put ability to, every sentence
Ability.
in that section starts with ability to.
Yeah, ability to review.
Like ability to detect error, like review error, like,
Review financial documents to detect errors.
I would just say ability,
No, I do.
ability to detect errors, like
Yeah.
in whatever way you need to detect it, you know, keep it very.
Yeah, yeah, ability to review and detect errors and then just keep going.
Yeah,
That's lines 34, 35, 36?
yeah, we'll
What
tack
about
on,
32, 33?
that's under job
so
environment,
ability to review and detect errors.
so under job environment.
Yeah, I'll be keeping that there with job environment.
Yep, cause those
Okay.
are just,
Yeah.
those weren't part of this, the error piece, but that's also because
Mhm.
Okay.
it's what they have access to in their job environment.
Okay.
Which is to really enhance the efficiency.
I like that.
Okay,
Taking 34, 35, 36, inserting them at the end of currently line 120, it'll
Yep.
probably become 121.
Mhm.
The ability to detect errors that are difficult to, I don't know if we want to change this, to detect, and could result in excessive costs. On and on it goes as is.
Amanda, do you think that's very intelligent?
Yep. No, I think that sounds good.
What about then the very end, we fine with like the semicolon and then errors may have legal ramifications?
I think we could change that part to like.
It seems kind of
funds
awkward.
Yeah, it is very awkward.
They receive funds due to restoration.
So I'd read, these errors may have,
Is a separate sentence.
I would say,
Yeah.
do we like the word deterioration? I was gonna say could compromise the city's financial position.
that's,
I'm okay either way. I
You
think
okay,
they're
you like
pretty
deterioration? Okay.
synonyms of
All
yeah.
right.
We could just say, okay, or deterioration of the city's financial position, comma, as errors may have legal ramifications.
do that.
Yeah, okay.
I like it.
Does the whole thing make sense now, though? That's the question.
The ability to detect errors
You missed this.
are difficult to detect and could result in excessive costs, major financial losses from unauthorized expenditures, failure to receive funds due, or deterioration of the city's financial position, as errors may have legal ramifications.
Makes sense.
Reasonable to me.
Did anyone hear it differently? Okay.
No.
Just like making sure.
Okay, so that's into, like you said, after 120, which after shifting will become 118.
Okay.
All right. Move on to essential functions.
38 to 41 is like a disclaimer.
Let's just bite off, okay, we'll bite off 38 to 47, I guess, to start with. I'll do this in chunks, seeing it's a little longer. So, is it odd that it's in parentheses?
That's what I said, yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
disclaimer.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the italics.
Yes,
Yeah, I think
that's in
it's
all
a
of
bit
them.
Okay, the formatting's
So
obviously
it's not
different on
beholden
the
to-
actual.
That is the other duties as assigned in a different wording.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't have anything.
I didn't for 42 to 47 either.
Can take, seeing there's single lines, a lot of them take 48 to the bottom, to 65 on our sheet.
I mean, I found these areas to be essential, so it's like it's what the job does, and so
Yeah.
I don't, every little, you know, it's very specific.
I think for me, for 48, reworking coordinates and collaborates with the mayor. Again, I worry that that goes to the assumption that now the auditor is helping form the budget. It's one thing to provide, again, information, but to be collaborating, that to me means that the auditor is now playing a role in the formation of the mayor's proposed budget.
Right, and if
beyond just, here's your information.
And if you go to 53, it's what he is doing, is just advising.
Coordinates
So
and
it's-
collaborates, I had just assist, I had that changed
To
to assist
assist.
on the annual budget.
Okay, so we'll strike coordinates and collaborates on,
Assists
line
with the
48.
annual budget
Just
preparation.
with the annual budget on, yeah, assist with the annual budget preparation.
assist with, yes.
Or-
I think that's much clearer, and that's what the job is.
Yeah.
And then into, let me see here, excuse me, it advises the mayor on various budget issues. I had, just to get more clarity around it, I had provides objective financial data analysis to the mayor on various budget issues as needed during the mayor's review of department estimates. So striking really just advises and adding provides objective financial data and analysis to the mayor.
For 53?
That was, sorry, 53, yes.
53.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, so it's,
Sure.
53.
So striking just the advises,
okay,
and writing, replacing it with provides objective financial data and analysis to the mayor. Cross up to the mayor part of that part stays, so it's already there.
Provides objective financial data and analysis to them.
So we're getting rid of, where are we putting, like, it says budget issues, should it should be,
Budget issues. No, it's all, that's staying there. I'm just
Okay, all right,
moving advises
okay.
and adding provides
yeah,
objective
okay.
financial data
All
and
right, to the
analysis.
mayor. Got it, okay.
Yeah, that's only one we're just getting.
yeah, no, that's good.
Circling,
Circling back.
actually no, is everyone okay with 53 at the moment? Do you want me to reread it before I go back?
I'm good, but.
Okay, so we have 49 and like 51. Assists with the annual budget preparation, prepares and distributes revenue and expenditure budget request forms to departments. But then if these, now this person, right, collecting, reviewing, amending, and compiling their estimates, that again, I feel like as the changes we're making, yeah, that now doesn't fit. I don't know if, like, again, I get the daughter advising, but I feel like it should be for those department heads, you know, if a issue is flagged, then the department heads need to fix or change their
Right.
budgets accordingly. Or the mayor, if the mayor, at the mayor's discretion, he and the, in this case, he and the department heads. That feels again like the auditor is doing the work.
The auditor should be doing it.
And that's how I feel.
Yeah.
So why don't we just strike it? Collects, reviews, amends, and compiles department budget estimates, just strike it out. I don't think there's anything to really
Yeah.
replace it with.
Collects various aspects of the department budgets, that would get stricken as well.
Okay,
Prevents, sends, and amends compilation of the department budget requests to the mayor.
that would take up the.
Again, I think, because I know the mayor, this current mayor, he seems to work pretty directly with the department
Yeah.
heads on
To
their
do his
budgets anyway. So it would just be assists with the annual budget preparation.
Right, because again, if the mayor needs any information,
And which maybe that's what we would insert, as information is needed or requested by department
then
heads.
he should be able to get them from, he should be able to get information from the auditor to assist in his preparation from each department.
So we're just shrinking,
Striking
In
49.
theory, it would be striking from the end of 48, no,
So assist with the annual budget preparation.
from end of 49, yeah,
49,
through to the end.
to the end, and then at this
If there's
point, we
no
might as well
question.
combine it into one paragraph with the next paragraph we,
Assists with the annual budget preparation, prepares and distributes revenue and expenditure budget request forms to departments, provides objective financial data and analysis to the mayor on various budget issues as needed. Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Paragraph.
Yeah, agreed.
Any issues or objections?
Okay.
On to 55.
I had a small clerical thing, on line 57, city council should be capitalized.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad you said that, because actually, not to make us go back either, but I did flag some typos as well on line 20. Apologies, I had these in a different order. Responsibilities include interviewing and training employees, planning, assigning, and directing work. Round out that. So 57.
Can I just, on 56, prepare, analyze, and distribute budget reports to the department and city council as needed, because it can be more than monthly, and sometimes it's not
You should
monthly.
say as requested.
As requested, yeah, I just don't like the monthly in there.
Which line, I'm sorry?
56.
Prepare, analyze, and distribute monthly, you just put, change it, so Judy, you're saying prepare,
Yep.
analyze, and distribute budget reports to departments and city council as requested. So we take out the word monthly and we add as requested on the end.
I don't wanna think we
I
have
had
a whole.
something similar there, whether or not we wanted to specifically assign it to finance was what I had in there, of something, a report like on a cadence as requested by the finance committee and to be part of finance, or we want that to be an overarching council request, so.
I wouldn't even mind adding it in, report, you know, budget reports to.
I guess we can do it or it ends in finance committee and do both, so the finance, city council could request it as a whole and the finance committee is there, you know, in there as a request as well.
Prepare, analyze, and distribute budget
Kind of go into
reports
more like the
to-
clerk information,
Yeah.
sorry, but
Yeah.
they're not exactly the same, but their finance committee can get reports.
No, yeah,
Not that we already can't, but that's part of what we do.
we do, but
Our Richard provides those, but just to quantify it in the
in the job.
in the job description.
Well, I guess I think I'm probably just confusing myself, but now 55 and 56, I'm trying to make that make sense with the rest of 56 and 57, because,
I would, it would be more be removing and replacing. I think.
Okay,
It would be the idea, it was, I'm sorry, I should have made that more clear.
okay, so what
Just
would the full, so 55 through 57?
55 through 57, I mean, the update, I had updates to city council via the finance committee on key departmental development and statuses on a cadence requested by the finance committee. But we can, you know, work on editing that if we want to, city council and finance committee, or if we want to keep a version of, you know, some of the information that's in here.
I would keep it more towards, this is very specific. I feel like what you just said is a little gray. Can you read what you have one more time?
Sure, it's updating the city council via the finance committee on key departmental developments and statuses on a cadence requested by the finance committee.
So I think this also adds in assisting the mayor, like if I go to John and I need a department, if I need him to help me with my budget departmentalize, like he could do that. So I feel like this kind of is a little more in depth than what you are proposing to change it to.
Okay.
But so I'm wondering if we should just
Add it to it.
I think
instead.
adding would be more beneficial than
Okay.
rewording that whole one.
And I'm open to, obviously,
So budget reports to, it should be departments, not
Right.
Yeah,
department.
yes, yeah.
Comma, city council and the finance committee,
Mhm.
as requested.
And the city council and finance committee.
City council, it could be the city council as a whole and the finance committee, because you may need something for a separate subcommittee.
Or how about
Or we just leave
or
it as city
finance
council.
committee?
Or city council.
we just leave it city
Just
council.
leave it city council,
Yeah, city
just leave it city council.
Because then it's,
Yeah.
Any
who's in
subcommittee.
the subcommittee
It's
can do it
anybody.
on their own.
Okay.
We're not saying they can't.
Yeah.
It's just, it's when the finance committee will have a cadence and request them more often than not, but it
Right.
doesn't mean that somebody else can't, because should it be, they'll need it.
So, yeah, so just, I guess we're just adding city council.
Okay,
So
so,
prepare, analyze, and distribute budget reports to departments and city council as requested.
does that look good?
For 55 and 56, does that also, if it's budget estimates, is that also already included in what we changed above, or adjustments to department budget estimates?
That's, yeah.
If they're estimating, I assume it's at the start of the budget cycle.
So that would be the preparation.
So I don't know if that isn't covered by provides objective financial data and analysis to the mayor during the mayor's review of department estimates for 53 and 54.
Do it. Duplicative.
Yeah, it feels a little redundant,
Mm-hmm.
unless
Yeah.
I'm missing something.
Provides objective. Oh, yeah, because the department, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they're both about department budget and
Yeah. So
estimates.
strike 55 and half of 56. Is that what you're saying?
That was what I was
Yeah.
wondering, yeah.
I know, it seems like it's duplicated. Amanda, do you have a? I don't know. I don't think it covers anything different, is what I'm looking at.
Right, prepares numerous or provides objective financial data analysis, prepares numerous financial analyses. To me, those are the very similar phrasings. To assist the mayor or to the mayor on various budget issues as needed during the review of department estimates or in making adjustments to department estimates.
Yeah.
A lot of the words are even the same in the two lines.
Yeah, it seems like it's the same thing over and over again.
Are we putting that into that paragraph as well, in the one line that's left, the prepares and analyze and the edited one?
And that could move upwards.
Okay.
So if we took out 55
Yeah.
and the first three words of 56,
Yeah.
Yep.
and then we move up
Combined.
56 and 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
And further through 57?
Nothing for me.
Well,
Council business?
I think I just have a question, I know, I'm sorry, this is like, I'm not even raising my hand, I'm calling her Amanda, I'm just so laid back, it's so weird to be in the chamber and not.
How it's supposed to
be
be.
more
We're a special
formal.
committee.
Yeah, this is special, right, okay, so, the only thing I have in the bottom part of this page is,
Are we moving down below 57?
oh, I'm sorry, yes. Are we
Okay.
moving on?
No, that's what we are, yeah, I thought you had more before, sorry.
Nope, I'm
Okay.
58 to 65, right?
58 to 65, okay.
That's what we're on.
That is what we are. Is that, just want
Okay.
clarity, that's all, thank you.
So, my question then is, like answers questions of various sources regarding the preparation, analysis, financial impact of the annual budget, that's general. If a constituent sends the auditor a question, then that is public information, it can be answered about the process. So to me, that's fine, that covers that. Prepares and presents the city council a complete financial analysis of the revenue and expenditure outlook for the budget year under review.
I wish that was happening.
Right, that to me doesn't happen, so to me, it is an essential function. I don't know how much it matters, but I think these two should be kept together, but that to me, just moving forward, had kind of jumped out to me being like, unless I've missed something, which I don't know how on earth I could have at this point, but that to me, that is essential, and that should just like a highlighted function of this job, because I think it gives the whole council an opportunity to do it. So not that anyone's gonna take that out, but I just wanna be sure that it's being done in the future.
Right, if it's in the, yeah.
Yeah, that's what the thing, like, that is something they should be doing.
To that point, should it be an individual bulleted item instead of a second sentence?
Sure, let's make it an individual bullet, I'll put that out there.
Yep.
So Brad will make that, we'll put a space in between just so that so answers questions from various sources. So 58 in the first 5 words of 59 will be one, and then prepares starts a new line.
Yep.
It seems, as you pointed out,
And they are separate from each other.
a very essential, big piece of this essential functions that's buried as a second sentence.
Yeah, right, this is on its own item, so,
And they're two very different.
they are, and they're both as
Yeah.
important, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if someone reaches out to the auditor and asks a question, I mean, even with the current auditor, if they do, he responds in about 4 seconds, you know, that should be expected, but to me, that's in a general thing, this next one is like a function of their job, it's an important one that should be highlighted. Besides that, I had no,
Do we know if the auditor is currently preparing and publishing the published annual?
is that?
Yes.
Okay,
So I assume it's after we've all voted, the mayor signed, everything's done, the auditor then, I'm okay with that, because I think that's the check and balance, right? The auditor has the final eyes on it to make sure everything.
He prepares the published annual budget books for whom? The departments?
For the auditors.
For the state.
Oh, for the
federal
state auditors,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
So 65 down, we're kind of very specific,
Mm-hmm.
no changes, no, don't know why those would be
I think
changed.
that's essential.
So we're on to, why don't we take on 66 through 74 to start with. So where am I? Trying to match to my notes page here.
I think the only other minor grammar thing is that 66, like that colon isn't really needed. It's very minor, but, so performs recording its completion of various periodic reconciliations related to.
Yep.
It can just be a sentence.
Yeah, yeah. So it's gonna shrink.
Take that.
The only thing I'll mention is 72 to 74. I'm not sure the involvement in Munis as far as perform diagnostics and troubleshooting. I don't believe he does any of that. I think that's something that we would have to ask him how much involvement he has as far as the permissions, the software, troubleshooting. I'm not sure how much involvement there really is with
I
that.
was gonna ask that, is that more of an IT department?
Right.
And diverting attention away from, I don't know.
If I can, the treasurer collector's here. Do you know, so the lines we're looking at are maintains Munis software user permissions and access protocols to protect the financial database, coordinates and assists in executing annual Munis updates, create new fund entities in Munis as needed, perform weekly Munis diagnostics and troubleshooting. I know there's some of that, but,
He does the permissions.
okay,
He's good at that first one, instead of the other. It should be an IT function, but it's more, we go to Munis when we need help.
you go directly to Munis? Okay, so I think
But
that,
this says like performs weekly Munis diagnostics and troubleshooting, like I would take out that entire, I don't,
and, like where, I would just, so if there is an issue with Munis, then how do we find it? Like, does Munis do that? Like, do they do the diagnostics and the troubleshooting? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd want, you know, they just kind of like run a report each week. That's what I'm thinking of.
Right.
Like, I don't know if that's the function.
They submit electronic files, there's some kind of pass-through that they do, and it goes to IT, and IT imports
Okay,
those changes. So as far as that diagnostic, it's an IT function.
okay, thank you.
So it sounds
Thank you,
like,
that's helpful.
no, that was very helpful. Good catch. Thank
Well,
you.
I was-
You're right. You would know.
I think it's fine if we leave that and then just remove the last
The
sentence.
last sentence.
The last sentence.
Okay. Because if it's not a function of the job, I guess my follow-up question was just like, is it getting done and who does it? Because it must get done because Munis is so important, but if we.
A lot of the times if there's issues, like Jen, for example, will put in a ticket with Munis directly and then they respond to Jen directly.
And if that works,
Right.
you know, because we do pay for that, and you know what I'm saying, if we're getting the answers that we need, but if it would be more helpful if it was done in-house, then that's a different thing to address another time, but for these purposes, if the auditor's not doing it, we just wanna take it out of description, I just didn't wanna let it float, cause I thought it
Right.
was too important, but
Right.
obviously you know more about the day-to-day of that than I would, so, thank you.
Do we need something to that? Like, you know, coordinates with IT and or Munis as needed? I don't know if it needs to be spelled out that much or not.
No, I think it's I think it's okay the way it is if we remove that last sentence.
As long as the auditor knows what they need to do, so
Right.
if they have an issue and they know where to go, that's just what I wanna make sure. I don't want them to be like, oh, this is my responsibility, and have someone come to them for something that isn't what they're supposed to do, that would be like my thinking of taking it out.
That's why we have an IT department to do that.
That's,
Mhm.
that's,
Backup
as long as that's
troubleshooting.
what they're supposed to be doing, or that's what they do.
We can remove that. Anything else in that section?
Well, so Judy, you had brought up earlier, so line 75, like service ex officio going back
Yep.
to retirement board, did we wanna add something else about retirement board? Or, I'm sorry, insurance?
I think the
Here.
insurance, what's, the role with the insurance, I think that's,
Well, we do get regular updates.
We do get regular updates, and that was gonna bring me to 76.
Okay.
It says attend evening meetings as requested by the city council. I think it should say, yes, they know the evening meetings as requested, but also, and finance committee meetings.
Just say attends
Meetings.
meetings, yeah, take out evening.
Okay, I mean, I just think that,
I agree with
Attends
that.
meetings as requested by the city council and, finance committee.
Yeah, I had evening removed in my notes.
Or do we just put attends, yeah, like you just said, if we just say city council, it covers finance, or
yeah, it does,
if they
yeah.
have to go to a different committee. I get that.
So not adding in finance committee?
No, so just striking,
Refill.
it's everyone on this page, in 76, we're just striking evenings. Okay.
I just think this, and
Insurance part,
yeah, that oversees the insurance, the city's health insurance trust fund.
Do we add a new line?
Yes, it should be its own line.
Okay, and so what we'll look, so I think after 75, right now we'll call it 75.5, and how do we want it to read?
Straight up oversees the city's
Yeah,
health insurance
yeah.
trust fund.
Yeah.
Okay, so oversees the city's,
Health insurance trust fund.
To make it any more complicated than what you said?
Yeah, what it is.
I feel like that one could get a little more in depth. He also like reconciles the balance. He ensures like the payments. The payments are very complicated when it comes to the self-insurance. So we have, to put it simply, we have a set amount that we pay per month in advance, and anything above or beyond. So he reconciles it. He makes sure, like the stop loss, then you're getting into like the stop loss payments and like,
Stop loss.
there's a lot more when you start getting into insurance than just kind of oversees the trust fund. So I don't know how in depth we want to go on that one.
can we say oversees the city's health insurance trust fund, and, then add a more technical function? I mean, I don't, Jen too, thanks for coming again.
I don't really know how to word that one, but I feel like it should be a little more in depth than just.
I mean, just the beginning, like of what the, like, the manages, oversees and manages, or, I mean, you could make the argument that oversees is, you are in charge of doing all those aspects that you mentioned, that like you are overseeing it, you're in charge of it.
Like oversees and manages.
All functions.
All
of the
functions,
district,
yeah.
right.
And related to the,
City funds, health insurance.
Because if there's an issue with it, I just didn't know how much it went with, what offices, like really your two offices and the auditor, I just didn't know what offices it actually, like it really would go. If there's, I mean, I guess it falls on where the issue went,
Right.
but ultimately it would go to the auditor's office.
Right, because, well, Jen does have a lot to do with the insurance too, but I just don't
Yes.
know
The other
where you guys are intertwined as far as.
I just make sure I get the payments
Okay.
sent.
Okay, so anything else with those payments is managed by the auditor, it's fair to say, there's nothing else in there that doesn't, okay, so do we wanna just say, I think, I don't know if Brad or Durham said it, but oversees and manages the
All
city's.
functions
Mhm.
of the city's health insurance
That's
trust
fair,
fund.
you think that's
Yeah,
fair?
I think that encompasses
Yeah.
everything.
Yes, probably better. And then the next line is 76, and then we're, 77.
Yeah.
Okay.
so why don't we just open it up from 77 to 94, the rest of the section.
Typo 184. Condition with bond rating.
That
I
was
don't
one
think
of
you
the
should
ones
be
I
rating
actually
any
caught.
bonds. Bond only.
I was wondering if you're gonna question the lack of extra comments too.
Yeah, there could be some better comments in there.
Let's see. For the, this goes to you, Amanda, with the maintains office staff by recruiting, selecting, or orientating, training, coaching, discipline, planning, monitoring, appraising job results, some of those seem to be things that fall under your purview, not necessarily,
So I would take out recruiting.
yeah.
He would select whoever he's hiring under him, so
Yeah.
he would orient as far as departmental wise, he would orient, he would train, he would coach, discipline, planning, monitor.
I guess the rest would.
Yeah, the rest makes sense. I would just take out recruiting.
Yeah, that goes in line with what we did earlier too, so I'm okay with that.
Other than odd and that's all I really had.
I would question 91. So maintains professional and technical knowledge by attending educational workshops, that's fine. Establishing personal networks and participating in professional societies. That to mandate somebody to join a professional society seems a little
Yeah.
strange. I've never
Could
seen.
we say something about professional development there?
Absolutely, or continuing education. I don't know what he needs to, in order to maintain
His,
anything that he has, so that we could reword to say maintain, that would go into what are the job requirements.
Participating in professional development.
Or we could put an or in there or something, I don't know. An or at the end of the net, or any other, something more catch-all-y, like
By attending,
ability,
Yeah,
or any other
teachers.
requirements to maintain professional,
right, exactly,
yeah.
something along those lines.
Or meeting other requirements.
Yeah.
as
Mhm.
needed to.
Yeah, it does seem a lot to require someone to do something.
Maybe we can just strike it all and have a more catch-all phrase of just what they could, just maintain, just leave it as maintains professional and technical knowledge.
Yeah, like,
By-
maintains professional technical knowledge, and then, but my question is if we take it out, like, I want it to be known, like, you're
You're encouraged.
expected to do professional
Professional
development.
Right,
development, yeah.
exactly.
There's no,
Yeah.
'cause I think
Yeah.
that's true of most positions in
Yeah.
organizations.
I would leave it in, I guess I'm questioning the personal networks and the professional
I was just-
society.
I would
Maintain
strike
professional.
91, I would strike all of
Yeah.
91, and we can reword that.
Maintains
Maintain-
professional and technical knowledge by attending educational workshops and professional development.
I don't think we can just put educational
Or just
workshops, I
then
feel like we can just say
Professional development.
maintaining.
Participating in professional development opportunities.
In professional. You could say professional development, and or continuing education.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
You
does-
wanna reread it?
Yeah,
Right,
reread
I do
it,
have
yeah.
it,
So maintains professional and technical knowledge by participating in professional development and or continuing education to meet other requirements.
No, you just.
Nope. Or
And
just
or.
end it, and or continuing education to maintain like licenses, do we still want that piece? Or do we strike
Continuing
that as well?
here.
So just continuing education,
Yeah.
period.
Alright, one last time.
Maintains professional and technical knowledge by participating in professional development and or continuing education.
Should we put opportunities?
I put opportunities at the end.
Professional development opportunities
Mhm.
and or personal and or continuing education opportunities,
Yeah,
sure,
yep.
and on opportunities, yeah.
Amanda, do you have any, is that general enough?
That one's,
type of
yeah,
thing? Okay.
yep, that one sounds good.
Anything else anyone sees in the, section?
Not that section, the first line of 92 contributes to the team effort by accomplishing related results as needed.
I was gonna say,
What
I
does
think we could
that-
completely get rid of 92 and 93.
Yeah,
Neither
yeah.
one of
Seems
them
like-
make any sense.
Seems the staff stuff is already
Yeah, it's covered,
above,
yeah, that's
dealt with
redundant,
above.
or it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so strike 92.
And even 94, perform similar or related work
Yeah.
as required
We already kept
or
it
as
there.
situation
It's a
dictates,
disclaimer.
It's the
that's,
same.
yeah, exactly, I would nix that one too.
So this is probably the old before the.
Right.
Education, training.
another header, go ahead with that.
Recommended minimum qualifications, and then education, training, and experience, so 97 through 101. I don't have anything here, unless there's
No.
recommendations from the director of HR.
I think those are perfectly fine.
Moving to special requirements, let's do down to 111 through knowledge. I had nothing in this section either.
I would say the trained in Munis financial accounting computer software or other similar financial related software programs preferred.
So add preferred to the end.
Cause we might train them, not a deal breaker.
It's
I
not-
wouldn't feel it's a deal
yeah.
breaker.
No, and I was gonna ask if there wasn't any, like, if there was something else, but I think that covers the something else.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Just put a comma, preferred, or do we put it separate for preferred? And then
I would just
like
do
a
comma
little colon?
preferred.
Okay, just comma preferred. Okay. Makes sense to me. This is yours, huh?
No,
Oh,
no,
sorry.
I think she did it.
Let's move down to, we had the shifting, into the ability section, 34 through 36. But, is there any?
We reworded that and added that. in the-
Reworded that and
right?
added to the end,
Okay,
yes.
so sure.
So if there's,
I think those all sound
other than that edit,
fine.
ability, and then in the skill, 122 through 25. Seem pretty technical of
Mhm.
the type of programs being used, and other skills.
Mhm.
So unless there's any additions, and then into just the last section, physical requirements, so 126 to the end.
Those all look good on my end.
This all seemed pretty boilerplate,
Yeah,
if there was
right.
any like typos or anything that was maybe
Like
old
fine.
and needed to be taken out or something, I didn't, this isn't something I feel like I could really contribute to, because it's pretty technical.
It's back to, I think I have like, looking back at my notes, just back, apologize, back into the skills section. The web editing software and the requirements, is that the current status of where?
Sorry, what line
So
are you
it's,
on?
I gotta correlate that with my, 123.
Skills with Munis, Microsoft Word, Excel, internet browsers, web editing software, Lotus Notes, and other related programs. Yeah,
That's fine, okay.
Yep.
And then the only, I guess I did have one quick edit. I wanted to change excellent public speaking skills and decision-making skills. It's just, decision-making skills isn't
No.
a sentence.
Yeah. Good catch.
I forgot about that, I was just saying. So that was mine.
Speaking skills and decision making skills.
Were there any other overarching recommendations or comments from anyone?
Just, I don't know if IT would appreciate in that last skills section, like Microsoft Teams, Outlook, I don't know if other
we
people
could
specify those things, or
we could just change it to Microsoft Office Suite. That encompasses everything.
skills with Munis, Microsoft Office Suite, internet browsers.
Right.
That way you make it clear that you use Office and not like Google Suite or something.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so striking Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and changing it to that?
And then certain, yeah, Microsoft Office.
Obtain a motion on all our edits.
So moved.
Motion made by Councilor Kaczynski, seconded by Councilor Heath to approve all our updates, changes, and edits to the job description for the city auditor. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The topic of discussion was review of the city auditor position. I did have one more item, obviously the timetable here, as mentioned in the letter. The current auditor is leaving December 8th, small time frame. I believe Director Morse has looked into auditing services and may have some further updates of how we may be able to fill a possible gap between having a full-time auditor and our current auditor leaving. So,
Yes.
can you let us know what's happening so far with that
Sure.
at least?
So I can post the job now that the job description is revised, so I will work on doing that for an internal search. In the time being, we did reach out to the consultant company who was our interim auditor before John came. The same person that was actually here is still with the company. She knows the city. She did have some questions as far as we're gonna meet with John tomorrow, so she kind of wants to know anticipated number of hours per week. What job duties could the assistant auditor potentially take on? What are our immediate needs? And we are going to meet back with her next week to just kind of go over those items one by one. They do have contracts, so they're gonna send us the contracted rates, which weren't anything out of this world. I think it was very, very fair, especially given, she said, most municipalities will do like a day or two. It can be on-site or virtual. She was very knowledgeable on the city. It's been a while since she's been here, but she was great. She was a city auditor before she went to work for this consulting company, so she's very familiar with Munis. She knows the programs. So she is willing to come on board if we need in the interim, which I think would be a great, great while we look. I will plan on posting on Indeed. I'm gonna post on MMA, and then there was one site that she recommended for auditors specifically that I will post on. So then my questions for you are, as candidates come in, how do you want that to look? I can vet them, I can go through, and if you have, qualifying questions, I can pre-screen candidates as they come in. I can pass everyone to you if you want to look at them regardless of what their qualifications are.
I had two. One's related to this. One is just how do we want to make sure and verify all the changes are accurately done as well. I'll happily type it up, submit it to somebody, or. But
I was gonna suggest for that too, is if, I didn't know who's gonna do it, so if you, I think
the HR
you should
clerk.
do it, submit it to HR and the clerk, and you could email us individually, and you know what I'm saying, and then we could respond to you individually if there's something that we caught. I think that would be within, like open meeting law and everything, because it's just going directly to you and not to any of us, but I think that's what I would suggest to do before it got.
And the job posting won't be the job description. It's really an overview of what the job entails. It's not gonna list out the it'll list out a few major job responsibilities, but it's not going to be like copy and pasted onto the job board. So that'll kind of take out some of the.
So what you're saying is you can post the job.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good clarification. I wasn't totally aware of that.
That being said, do we want to meet to review it?
That was my other thought, or we just have another meeting,
Yeah, if
review
it's
the
not-
changes, make sure it's good to go.
I mean, I'm not sure the scheduling right now, but obviously with the council meeting, then it would be quick to do. Hopefully, if we have a copy of it, we'll schedule a meeting sometime right before the council meeting if the change was open, if everyone's agreeable.
I think, is there a safety committee meeting at 6? I think there is a safety
Public
committee
hearing
meeting.
and safety at 6:30, I believe, on an ordinance.
But we could always meet in the mayor's conference room, because none of us are on that subcommittee,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So meet before.
As long as we have the staff to do so. I'll ask the clerk. Yeah.
I think so.
Can manage that. Okay. Maybe that would be best, especially if it's already if we can post it.
Yeah, that was my thinking, was it needs to be posted,
Yeah.
but like, since you're right, you don't
You
do
don't
the
need the
whole
full
thing,
description.
as long as you can, then we
Okay.
don't need to do that then we don't need to do any of that, we can just meet and do it as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that way too, it can be in the packet, it'll be public,
Mhm.
I just think that's important to do that, so.
Let's do it that way. So you had another question?
So it was more thinking about the sort of the next steps and process with this. I mean, I guess this is new for me. I don't know if there's any other whoops, but I was gonna ask.
Yeah, so when we had done the city clerk's search, which is the one that I participated in, it was in 2020, it was in 2020. 2021 to 2022. You started in January 2022, okay. Seems like a decade ago. so what we did was, at the time, HR had, posted it,
Mhm.
and then, say, I think we had like 40 applicants or something, we each got a copy of all of
Every single
them.
one.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then we met,
Mhm.
so you would send it out individually, and then we met, actually, we came and picked them up, because she couldn't
You
email
did it all
them.
by Zoom.
Is that, yeah, right, no, it was all public, but we got them ahead of the meeting,
Okay.
I believe, I don't know. But either way, each of the committee members got them, and then we met and we decided together during a public meeting, you know, who was gonna go, I believe
Okay.
that's what it was. Or, I don't remember.
I was gonna say,
all I
did
know
you-
is I got a packet, and it was all of the, I'd have to go back and look.
Did
but
you
it was-
discuss names during your meeting?
I don't recall.
I would,
There's a language, right, that we can identify the application
Mhm.
until a candidate is selected.
I
So I
can
think
number
that part
them,
has to be
So you
private
can number
or
them.
exactly.
numbered.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can number
maybe
them.
that was what it
Yeah.
made it. I apologize, I should have added that. I
Yeah.
should have
No, it's
offered
okay.
this having better info, but what I can say is we definitely got a, packet full of every single person that applied, and then we went through, and we decided we were all gonna like, bring your top 4,
Okay.
you know, and that was how we did it.
Okay.
But yes, we did not, you have to be
No
very
names.
careful
And-
about names and all of that.
And I've been on committees like this before, we use numbers, we do not refer names. Legally, when we interview, everybody has to ask, you can ask questions, but you have to ask every applicant the same questions.
I would like to have a set.
Diverse.
I'll give you a list, I have
And-
questions.
Yeah.
Yes, and we also had done that as well.
And then we-
Gone through the
Yep.
questions. Yep.
And then we had to turn in all the applications and resumes we had to return back
Yes,
once the interview
I keep those
process
on
was
file.
over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we don't have them,
We
we don't
bring
have
them
them.
all to.
Yeah, we don't have
We have
them.
to go drop them.
Yeah, we had to drop them off again.
Yeah.
So it just,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's,
But you would prefer to see every applicant regardless
I
of
would.
qualifications?
Mhm.
Got it.
Yeah, and that way too, it's, you know, this is, I think it's not just, because this is a appointment of the council and we have
Mhm.
3 of them, I think we should just do it that way and not have it on.
Do you want me to put in, and sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't, but I can put out knockout or disqualifying questions, so I can on Indeed say, do you currently have a CPA, you know, are you a CPA, or are you, you know, whatever the other one is, GPA, or the government municipal,
Auditor, was it CGA, I think it was?
CGA, is that what
So
I'm thinking?
if they don't, you just never get it, or we don't get, or,
So you can set it up where if they answer no to the knockout questions, you will not receive the resume. So I can set it up where they'll answer the questions and I'll get them regardless, or I can set them up where if they answer, you know, no to all of them, it does not forward to me.
We currently have those as preferred skills.
Mhm.
Or
It says
still goes into
preferred.
it, But
yeah.
But as,
I mean, at least the
um,
bachelor's in
I was gonna say
Isn't that
this,
a minimum?
Yeah,
this,
5 years.
finance or related field,
and then it also says master's degree in accounting. I didn't think of that earlier.
preferred.
Mhm.
Preferred, yeah.
so I could just put those as qualifying questions. Do you have municipal accounting experience, yes or no? Just for your knowledge, it kind of speeds up reviewing them.
Yeah,
I can put, are you, you know, a CPA, are you a CGA? I can just put those questions for your own, it'll make it a lot easier when you're reviewing them.
Yeah.
because somebody may be a CPA, but in the process of getting a
Mhm.
CGA.
Yep,
also when you have to look through multiple applications, it's nice to just have some things that, you know, that jump out at you.
absolutely. I think they're helpful.
No, yeah.
You know, if somebody lives in Worcester and they say they don't have a driver's license, what's realistically, like, are you gonna be able to get here? So, I think they're helpful.
I have anything further? Someone else? Entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second?
Motion made by Councilor Mack, seconded by Councilor Hagan to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Meeting stands adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Perfect. I'll keep you posted about that meeting.
Could I have?
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Very helpful.
Jen, thanks for coming.
Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for your
So sorry.
For the motion.
Catherine, yeah.
I wasn't sure if I could have.
Yeah.
Co-chair.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Thanks
Well
for waiting for
run.
me.
Well done.
I can't believe Brad wrote this note on me.
I know.
You can see
I said
everything
5:30.
matches my handwriting.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very
You're sitting there, I was like.
English teacher like handwriting.